After transferring €4,000 for a New Year's Eve reservation, the mother expected something grand, but the young woman quietly booked a €400 table instead, because all these years, her mother always claimed her eyesight was poor. And with every transfer one digit would always be missing. A massage chair that originally cost €1,800 would become €180 after the transfer. A €3,000 phone would turn into €300. Over 5 years, the young woman had already covered tens of thousands of euros. Out of her own pocket, yet out of filial respect. She had never once complained to her mother, until the day her mother suddenly transferred €400 while asking her to book a €4,000 New Year's Eve dinner. When her younger sister saw this, she immediately complained that their mother was playing favorites, claiming the young woman must have been skimming money from every transfer. To keep the difference, upon hearing this, the mother not only failed to defend her daughter, she instead told the younger sister not to hold it against her. The young woman's heart turned completely cold. She had never imagined that 5 years of devotion wouldn't even earn her a simple explanation from her mother. That evening, relatives quickly arrived at the restaurant, but when they saw the dishes on the table, their faces immediately filled with disdain. They all asked whether the young woman had made a reservation mistake. In previous years, their New Year's dinners included lobster and giant crabs, but this year there were only vegetarian dishes. Unable to save face under the questioning, the mother immediately asked her daughter what had happened. The younger sister, even angrier, stood up and publicly accused the young woman of embezzling their mother's transfer money. She claimed she had personally heard that their mother transferred €4,000, yet the meal clearly cost no more than €400. The rest must have been pocketed by the young woman. Hearing this, the relatives were outraged and began condemning her, asking how she could do such a thing. Facing the accusations, the mother pretended to be distressed, but said she wouldn't pursue the matter, as long as her daughter immediately called the waiter to add more dishes, so everything could be forgotten. But the young woman refused without hesitation. She said her mother had only given her €400, and she simply didn't have money to add anything. Seeing the truth might come out, the mother flatly denied it, insisting she had clearly transferred €4,000. The younger sister also backed her up, saying she had seen it with her own eyes and that the young woman had no reason to slander their mother. Just to keep the difference, the young woman remained calm and pulled up the transfer details on her phone. When the relatives saw them, they were immediately stunned. The mother then tried to explain that she had misread the amount and made a mistake, saying she would immediately transfer the remaining money. But the younger sister, even angrier, declared that the young woman had kept so much money over the years that she could easily make up the difference herself. The young woman could no longer stop herself from letting out a cold laugh. All these years, to keep up appearances, her mother invited relatives to lavish New Year's dinners, letting them order whatever they wanted each time. The announced budget was €4,000, but when the bill came, it often reached tens of thousands. And this situation had happened countless times since. Her sister now wanted to settle accounts. This year she intended to resolve everything once and for all. Encouraged by the relatives, the younger sister immediately demanded that their mother produce transfer records from previous years. The mother claimed she had just changed phones, and all records were gone. However, to appease her, she immediately transferred €20,000, yet the sisters still refused to drop the matter, insisting their mother must have transferred hundreds of thousands in extra money over the years and asking why €20,000 would settle it. Some relatives, siding with the sister, even started a live online stream, accusing the young woman of being ungrateful and exploiting her own mother's money. The young woman didn't want things to become more humiliating, so she tried to calm her sister, saying she would explain everything once they got home. But the mother, convinced her daughter wouldn't dare expose the truth publicly, even declared in front of everyone that her daughter had made at least €200,000 from transfer discrepancies, and for fairness should give €100,000 to her sister. Hearing this, the young woman burst out laughing in fury. Only then did she finally realize that this New Year's dinner had actually been a trap set for her. Since things had reached this point, she decided to settle all the account from past years once and for all. But her sister insulted her, calling her hypocritical and selfish, saying their mother no longer had any transfer records, so nothing could be verified. The young woman then gave a cold smile and replied that, even if their mother's records had disappeared, the ones on her own phone had never been deleted.